staff of financial mismanagement, nepotism and inefficiency. He alleged that directors misuse funds and unnecessary travels, and that a recent recruitment exercise was politically motivated. Quoting, "We are fed up. Not even John Dramani Mahama will be able to stop us because the country belongs to all of us," unquote. The spokesperson also declared, adding that their demands were simple: improve management and fair opportunities for everyone.
Are calling themselves directors who have used the money, they travel anyhow. As at about 2-3 years ago, where people have been promoted, people who have been given jobs, who have been employed. Why do we need employment? We employ people to make sure our country is better. Exactly. We cannot employ people who make our country the more worse of it. We are here to tell anybody that has been employed, from management to security or whoever it is. We are telling them that now our government is in power. We have. After yesterday, I'm sure all of you are aware that we got a new energy minister. We are saying that all those people must pack their baggages and leave. Because for the past 8 years, we've not seen it. For anything, I want to go to phone today. We should have seen our country growing, our country going better. But we are rather seeing more deterioration. We are fed up. So all of them should pack their things and leave. All management should go because they can't manage. Because they sit in the air conditioning. We are sitting in the sun and we are struggling. We are saying that enough is enough. They should pack their things and go. Tell me the receptionist, she wants to be part of you. We'll make sure she lives here right now. Not even to mama will stop us because the country belongs to all of us. If any of you is employed in we and you can make a living, we also deserve a living. We also have families. We just want the country to be better. We are here just to make this simple. From Mr. Jamesi, Mr. Samuel Kofi Jamesi, I know him personally, I know him very well. To his deputy, to everybody, we are telling them enough is enough. If they can't manage greed, then they should pack their things and go. This is our time is coming. We will not come the next time. But when we come the next time, nobody will stop us at this stage. That is how we are here.
Thank you. We will listen to your grievances. I'll convey this. In fact, Mr. Jamasi is not here now. He has traveled.
I wish he's here.
Yeah, he has traveled.
I wish he is not. He uses the money again. The balance they said last week, he uses them to travel again. They travel with the balance again.
Listen to me too. So, whatever you come here, the grievances you just call us. I'll convey it to management. It's not only the period that this sort of thing has happened. It's happening all over Ghana. And we are aware. So whatever it is, we'll make sure that we are set up. Just be cool. Don't destroy anything. Your message is conveyed. Yeah, my number is 0244.
Our next time will be
23. Yes.
My name is God, this is my face. Anybody can do a bit of me. I want to come here with my men again. No security will stop us. The next time when we come, we are different. We are going
Can you forget though? The thing you think that you get to get past.
And away from that, let's do some matters of education. President John Dramani Mahama has directed that food originally procured for drought victims be redistributed to senior high schools across the country. This move, according to the president, is aimed at addressing the ongoing food shortages in secondary institutions. Speaking during the National Prayer and Thanksgiving service held at the UPSA in Accra on Sunday, the president indicated that the redistribution of the food is expected to salvage the situation and ensure that students continue to receive proper meals during their studies. Quoting, "I have asked the Chief of Staff to work with the GES to allocate and evacuate food that is currently in the warehouses in Tema."
speak, we have a challenge currently with feeding students in secondary schools, as the Ghana Education Service insisted that schools must reopen on the 3rd of January, contrary to the advice of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. As a stopgap measure, I've asked the Chief of Staff to work with the Ghana Education Service to allocate and evacuate food that is currently held in warehouses in Tema, which this food was imported by the outgone government in response to the drought that occurred last year. But in this emergency, we need to use some of that food to feed our students.
And now the National Conference of Principals of Colleges of Education, PRINCOF, has adjusted the reopening date for the first semester of the 2024-2025 academic year. Initially scheduled for an earlier date, the reopening has been moved to Monday, January 27, 2025. The decision was made during a PRINCOF general meeting held in Sugakope on Wednesday, January 8, 2025. In a statement directed to staff, students and stakeholders, PRINCOF explained that change was due to unforeseen circumstances that require immediate attention, and the General Secretary of PRINCOF, Dr. Samuel Dai-Boateng, acknowledged the potential inconvenience the decision might cause, stating, and I quote, "We understand that this change may cause some inconvenience and we sincerely apologize for any disruption it may cause," unquote. He also reassured stakeholders of PRINCOF's effort to resolve the challenges quickly, adding that, and I quote again, "Please be assured that we are all committed to ensuring a smooth start of the academic year and are working diligently with the relevant authorities to address these issues effectively," unquote. Now, PRINCOF extends its gratitude to all stakeholders for their understanding and cooperation during this period and urge everyone to take note of the revised date of preparations continue for the academic year. And away from that, President John Dramani Mahama has announced plans to investigate the National Cathedral project, an initiative spearheaded by former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as a national Christian worship center and a symbol of Ghana's religious heritage. The project has been plagued by allegations of corruption and financial mismanagement, raising concerns about its execution and funding. Now, speaking at a Christian National Prayer and Thanksgiving service on Sunday, January 12, 2025 at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, President Mahama questioned the financial prudence of the project, especially given Ghana's current economic hardship. Quoting, "On the vexed issue of the National Cathedral, Shraj directed the government to audit the project and investigate any misuse of public funds. We will soon activate an investigation into the project," he said. While still the National Cathedral, President John Dramani Mahama has announced that his administration will reassess the controversial National Cathedral project, which has been marred by controversy under the previous administration. According to Mr. Mahama, his administration will review the cost of the entire project and seek funding for its construction. The President, speaking at the first National Prayer and Thanksgiving service in Accra on Sunday, January 12, added that if his government decides to continue the project, the location will also be reconsidered.
The National Cathedral. On the vexed issue of the National Cathedral, on the vexed issue of the National Cathedral, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice directed government to audit the project and investigate any misuse of public funds. government is enjoined to follow this directive and will soon activate such an investigation into the project. But on the future of the project, the cathedral, I believe that all of us as Christians must forge a consensus on how to achieve such a project without recourse to public funds. And this project must be achieved at a reasonable cost. In the current circumstances that Ghana is going through, it makes no sense to achieve such a project at a whopping sum of $400 million. I am informed that the National Ecumenical Center in Abuja, which is used by all Christian faith in Nigeria, was built at a cost of $30 million. I believe that we can reach a more reasonable figure for achieving such a project, and together we can raise the funding for it. Such a reconsideration of this project might even include changing the current site that was chosen for the project. I leave the rest to any such future consultation that we will have as the body of Christ.
That was President John Dramani Mahama with the National Cathedral. But away from that, straight to the Ashanti region, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II has called for stronger collaboration between the World Bank and the Menchia Palace to fast-track critical development project aimed at transforming the economic and social landscape of the region. According to him, and during a meeting with the World Bank representatives on Tuesday, January 10, 2025 at the Menchia Palace, the Asantehene voiced frustrations over delays in major projects, particularly the Kumasi Rapid Transport Project and effort to address the rising cost of energy in Ghana. He criticized the bureaucratic hurdles that have delayed the Kumasi Rapid Transport Project for nearly a decade, despite its launch under the Japan International Cooperation Agency and later involvement by the World Bank. Otumfuo Osei Tutu II advocated for more decentralized management of such projects to enhance efficiency.
Support to be able to plan to export the excess energy to Burkina Faso, Mali and others, and Togo and others, the excess one that we have installed, because I think we have 5,000 something installed and then we are using only 3,000 something. So that's one issue that I'll get back to you again on that, because I need for us to discuss those things again. You've done that with the school feeding, which I appreciate. I remember when I talked to them about, they had withdrawn the 180 million at that time, and I said I should take it before I go back to Ghana, so I got it. And then budgetary support also was withdrawn at that time. You had allocated 500 million for budgetary support, but you said because of the economic situation, the energy situation, you withdraw, that was withdrawn. So these are all issues that I want us to revisit, and by that I will talk to you later on quietly for us to look at it. There are other issues that I'll discuss with you privately for us to know the way forward. That is in the generality of Ghana. I want us to look at it again to see the way we can move on and all that. And, coming to the local one, Kumasi is a vibrant city. Population-wise, everything-wise, the commercial hub of Ghana. And so looking at the project that you're suggesting, rapid transport section, I have interest in that, yes. I know JICA started with a feasibility some time ago, and then it's developed to the World Bank here where we can then put it on fruition. It's been on the drawing board for some time, 2015 and all that. The bureaucracy is something that I don't like at all, you see. 2015. And therefore we have to push it now. The population has increased very much. We have all these transport vehicles, different ones, all moving, fighting for space.
Sure.
And that doesn't help with the economic development of the city at all, because everybody is clamoring going to the center. The buses are, the trotro, all these things are there. And if you calculate in terms of how many hours that it costs to do business,
Sure.
in terms of diesel, petrol, and all those things, you find that it's costing the economy so much that it's something that we may have to look at. And then the employment that it creates also,
Sure.
in relation to having a rapid transportation. The 28-kilometer one from Edrusu down to a Buakwa section, for example, if we could have that rapid transport and the movement of goods, passengers and everything,
Sure.
and then the ease with which we can do business together, it's something that we may have to look at seriously. I don't know what is the country director can tell. I don't know what has delayed this, but the project office, we should own it. It should be here. The project shouldn't be running from Accra when you have a project in Kumasi. The project unit should be here, and the project coordinator must also be resident here,
Sure.
so that at least the stakeholders, the district assemblies, that would be able to coordinate with them to know how it goes. So these are issues that I want us to look at properly to bring it to fruition. Because if we don't do that, I've always said that it takes time for the World Bank to take a decision. Bureaucracy, going to the desk of this one, approving and all that. But this one, we know the reason why we need that.
Sure.
Therefore, why can't we implement it? 2025 is about 10 years we've been talking about this. If we had done it earlier, it would have helped with the economy, it would have helped with employment. We have the available human resources. All these young ones are all university graduates and others here.
Sure.
We have the Kenyan University producing all these students and all those things. So, in terms of development, if we have the infrastructure, then everything will be fine. I cannot depend on the politicians for my development. I don't want to depend on them. So let's have a social contract, and then we do it.
Sure.
Mr. President, so this is something that I want us to look closely and then do it. I don't know the team, but I want to meet the team after they've left, so I know who are working on this rapid transport thing, so that we can take it up further. And then if we have to if I have to go to the Accra office for them to take me to Washington to defend, then we look at it and do it properly.
Sure.
The President, I hope when you go back you allocate some money for that, so we know, so the country director can do it for us.
Sure.
I thank you for this visit, but we'll continue further with other discussions
Sure.
for us to see how best we can.
And that's all for the news this morning on ABC Headlines. For more news, you have to log on to our website, www.abcnewsgh.com. For more news as well, you can visit our YouTube platform just in case you missed our live bulletin.